This is question 4 from paper 2-1 from the Cambridge International Education Exams, June 2020. You can find a link to an image of this question below this video in the description, and I recommend that you try the question before looking at these solutions. This is an interesting question. They ask us to sketch, so that means that means very loosely draw. For example, a sketch, that might be okay for a sketch if you put in some numbers here. That would be okay in the examiner's eyes. It can be that quick. What they're looking though for is accuracy when it comes to some numbers written in. But for example, you could have two drawings like this, and this number could be 1. That's a terrible drawing where 1 and 3 are so close together, whereas 1 and 0 are really far apart. The examiner, I'm not sure that's so bad, but I'm fairly sure the examiner would give full marks for this. If you got all the numbers correct, they probably want another number down here, and that could be -2 or something very, very badly drawn, but that's okay for a sketch. It has all the important things. But then they want us to sketch not just a normal line. This is an absolute value here. That's going to make things interesting. The other thing that's going to be made interesting is they don't give us a number here. They give us 2a. So how do you draw this? First thing I like to do is I like to ignore these absolute values. So before I do the real answer to sketch, I'll do my own little sketch. Let's try and draw this line here. So let's remember how to draw a line with the information given. This piece of information is the y-intercept. When y equals, this is the slope, this is the y-intercept. So it's going to hit this axis right here, and this value is 2a. That means this value here is a, this value is 3a, this value down here I guess is -a, and it's going to have a slope of 3. That means this is 0, this is 1, 2, 3. It's going to come down like this. So that's just giving us a rough idea. I guess we could also find out what this point here is. For that, whatever this space is, 3 times this is equal to this, because that's what the slope tells us. The rise over the run. So 1/3 of 2a. Let me put a little arrow in because this has got two small, so that's 2 over 3a, this point here, or sorry, -2 over 3a. So we can actually draw pictures, instead of numbers, we could have a's. So that's the only difference the a is going to make. Now let's figure out what difference this absolute value is going to have. Let me first of all, I'll start putting this in the proper one here. 2a, a, let's see, -a, -2a, -2a, and here's going to be -2 over 3a, and something like this is the first part of my proper drawing. Because what this absolute value tells us is, it tells us that the answer is always going to be a plus. So for example, y equals this. Y is positive, 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 negative, negative, negative. So this absolute value is not going to change this drawing. That's why I was able to draw it here. Because if it's positive, it will stay positive. But here's what it does to negative. Let's say -1. It will change to +1. Negative a will change to +a. Negative 2a will change to +2a. It would bounce up. It'll be like a mirror. You can think of this like a mirror. It will bounce up like that. And that's what the examiner is looking for in that question. Similarly, we can do this question. I'll do it a bit faster. -4a would be down here. So let's go -a, -2, -3, -4a. That's where this guy would hit the slope. And it would still go up 3 with a slope of 3. So instead of going here, let's figure out where it would hit here. This is 4. This must be 1/3 of that. So that must be 4 over 3a right there. Let's put that in. That's a, 2a. 4 over 3 would be around right about here. Let's put it in as a dotted line because I don't want to draw it. That's what this line would look like. Remember, we're not drawing minuses. The absolute value will just make it bounce up. So it'll bounce up like this. I guess this will hit here at 2a. And I'm not quite sure what this number is, but I think they ask us to find it. So that's it. I think that's enough here for give the coordinates of the points for each graph meets the axis. So it meets here, here, here. Yeah, we get all the points. That's the sketch. That's 4a. That's what they're looking for here. So do remember to give these numbers. Actually, I haven't given this number. I wrote it over here. It's 4 over 3a. And this number here, minus 2 over 3a. 2a here and 4a. That's perfect. That's enough for them to give you full marks for part A. Okay, for part B, they asked to find the intercept here, this point right here. Now, I reckon there's probably a couple of ways to do this using symmetry or different things. I'm not seeing any really quick way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use algebra, because I'm going to use this line, and I'm going to find the point of intersection, the way we usually find points of intersection. This line here, I understand that perfectly, because it's 3x plus 2a. That's exactly what this line is. Well, this line goes all the way down here, but it's here. It understands this area. I'm only interested in this area. Now, this line here, that's a bit trickier. We don't have that one. We have 3x minus 4a. We don't have this one, but I can make it. So let me put in y equals, that's this one. Let's make this line here. It's y. All lines have a y and an x. I'll put the x in. Has a y-intercept. I know that point. That's why the exam made us put it in, because they thought this would be a good way to do it. Plus 4a. So all I need to know is the slope. What is the slope of this? Now you can just work it out. It's 4a divided by 4 over 3a. So we can do that. 4 divided by 4 over 3. That's equal to 4 multiplied by 3 over 4. Divide them, that's equal to 3. But we have one problem with the rise over run. We have to be careful. 3 looks like this, not like this. We have to decide which way the line's going. Is it going up, positive, or down, negative? So this is actually, let's just put it in here, minus 3. That is the slope here. So we got our two lines, this line and this line. So it's quite easy to find the intercept. We just do some algebra, simultaneous equation. Let's add these together. We get 2y, add these together, we get 0 equals 0. Add these together, we get 6a. So that gives us y is equal to 3a. This point here is something 3a. We still need to find out what x is. Let's find x using this top line. 3a, that's y is 3a, is equal to 3x plus 2a. Let's take 2a from both sides. We get a is equal to 3x. And we're looking to find out what x is. So x is equal to 1 over 3a. That's 1 over 3a. That's the point here. And that's what they asked us, find the coordinates of the point. You can go ahead and leave it as x equals and y equals. But I find if they ask you for coordinates, put them in the point system. It's the most common way to see it. Always remember to leave your answer here. Put it down here though, I would say as well, on your drawing and down here. Alright, part C. Deduce the solution of the inequality 3x plus 2a less than, so this one less than this one. Okay, one bit of advice here, and that's to have a look at how many marks they're giving you for this. They're actually giving you, I think it was 3 marks for part A, 3 marks for part B, and part C they're only giving you 1 mark. So that means you should be able to do part C quite easy. So you don't have to do a complicated algebra solution, which you can for this. They're asking us to deduce, so let's use some information you already have. To deduce the solution of this inequality. This is less than this one. Let me remind myself which are which. This guy here, let's call that 1. I should have used 2 different colors. That's 2. That's 2. Okay, so they're asking when is 1 less than 2? Well, we can see here, because y is left on its own. Y is on the y-axis. This one equation, remember this guy stays going up here. This stays going up. So let me put all the way up here. 1 is less than 2 here. It'll be less than 2 the whole way down. And this one is less than the second one. This one's less than this one. It's less than this one. It's less than this one. Everywhere below this point, when x is smaller than minus 1 over, oh sorry, not minus, 1 over 3a. When x is smaller than 1 over 3a, that's true. And where else? Let's see. This is bigger, 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 bigger. For the whole time, it's going to be bigger over there. So that's the answer. When is this one smaller than this one? We can just see when it's underneath it. It's smaller than, smaller than, smaller than. It's bigger than, it's bigger than, it's bigger than. So we're looking just at the x-axis now. It's bigger than, bigger than, bigger than, bigger than. Right here, it becomes smaller than, smaller than, smaller than, smaller than. That's how I get a solution for x. Because that's where our solutions are in the x world here. So x is less than a over 3. X is less than a third a. That's the solution to part C. Alright, if you have any follow-up questions about any of that, if you want me to clarify any of those points, put a question in the comments below and I'll do my best to answer you. Thanks for watching and have a great day.